Okay, so I focused in on job costing just because um, that's what you're going to be doing in the hospital. But this worksheet is in reference to process costing. This is your Twinkies, your Pepsi, your gasoline. These are products that are continuously produced and they're homogeneous. They're going to be the same no matter what. It's not specific to a customer. It's just a continuous product. And normally what we do is we do these in batches. We add the materials and then we have the conversion costs. Conversion costs are direct labor and factory overhead. And so what we do with this is we come in here and we determine one, what percentage are we done with this batch process. And here you can see direct materials are normally all your direct materials are added at the very beginning of entering into a new batch. There will be some cases where they could be added continuously through the process, but normally they're all added at the beginning. So we have them 100%. And I have this broken down to work in process beginning and work in process ending. Now, the conversion costs normally have an even flow throughout the entire process of the batch. And so if you are not finished with the batch at the end of the month, you're going to have a certain percentage of your conversion costs not completed. And so that's what's happening here. In this situation, the work in process beginning was 30% completed, and now we need to complete the rest. And here at the end of the month, it was 90% completed. Now, the next thing we need to do is we need to account for units. Units could be anything. It could be a gallon. It could be an actual unit. It could be a liter. It just, it just depends on whatever the quantity measurement is that you're using. And so here my beginning work in process units were 800 and we started in production this month. We started another batch of 7,800. So I need to account for 8,600 units. And what's really cool about this spreadsheet is that I have everything in here that auto calcs for me. So I don't have to think because that's just, this is what Excel is for. So now I need to determine what is my equivalent units, meaning I look at it in terms of what is actually the percentage that's completed of all these units. So in here, here's my beginning units to account for 800. I've already completed adding the direct materials. So there's no unit there. Now here, I've already done 30%. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this 800 and multiply it by 70%. 100% minus 30% is 70%. Now, I know based on the book is telling me, it gave me some information. I know I completed 7,250 units from started in production. Okay. 100% started and completed. So 100% done, 100% done over here. I add these two up together because this is what we're going to consider as being transferred to another department. And so you can see I'm adding those up. And now I take this 8,600 minus the 8,050, my ending work in process, those are my units, 100% times 550, 90% times the 550. And so this in the end is what I account for. So this is step one. Now I'm going to come down in here to step two. We break everything out into beginning work in process, started and completed, and ending work in process. So the value, the dollar value of my beginning work in process is 3,860. And then in here, and I was given this financial data and I don't have it here to show you where I got it, but this problem in the textbook gave me the actual dollar amount. And then it told me, here's my direct labor and here's my factory overhead costs. So I received that. So I add my beginning work in process cost to my direct materials and my conversion costs, which includes direct labor and factory overhead. And there's my total cost that I need to account for. Now, what I do is I determine what is that cost per equivalent unit. So up here, direct materials, I go 34320 divided by 7,800, and I get $4.40. Then over here, I take the 14,949 divided by 8,305, and I get 180. That's it. So now I got my EUP for my direct materials and my conversion cost. Okay. Group 1, my beginning work in process. Here's my beginning. Now, because if I look up here, I have no materials. So materials times 0 materials times 440 is obviously 0. But then up here, I've got 560 times 180 is that amount. Okay, so this is my beginning work in process. This is what my ending total is. This is my started and completed. And that's 100%. So 7,250 times 440, 7,250 times 180. It's reflected here. Add them together. And then I do my ending work in process. So that's going to be 100%, 550 times 440. This was 90%, so 495 times 180. Add them together, and I balance. So that is process costing. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and stop that.